Good morning, guys. Or good day, good evening, whatever time you might be coming across this reading. Um, I'm reading on Ivana Trump and how she feels her her spirit about being buried in Bedminster in an old golf course, and the gravesite not being particularly looked after, and Donald Trump kind of taking over and deciding where she would be buried. I just kind of wanted to see if I couldn't get a sense of how she might feel about this. Now, on a greater spiritual level, I'm sure she may be above and beyond concerned, but nevertheless, I wanted to see if this was something like how she would feel about it. And the cards are singing. So, what I'm getting covering her feelings on the matter. And by the way, Donald Trump shows up in her past with the past of the situation, deciding this. But she has the Eight of Wands. So this is something that's moved on very quickly. And it's connected, I think, because Trump moved on doing this with regard to her very quickly. And that she, I don't feel, is particularly thrilled with it. Now, here we have the card of repose, and quite literally, this can be resting place. Typically, this looks tomb like. And in a place of there is healing here too. I think healing on a spiritual level. Now she's crowned with the Magician, and when we look at the cards of Trump, this sudden movement and his decision, his plan to put her there, she's enduring, but I believe she's having to use a great deal of inner strength on a number of different levels given this situation. I also feel, looking here, that this is quite simply him just stepping in and taking over and controlling things. And definitely using what he could out of her passing to help himself. I mean, she was his ex. She married other people. It's not like, they've been divorced for a long time. Should have had nothing to do with this. And here we have the juggling card. And this is a bit of a struggle. This is, I think she felt, an internal kind of a struggle over this. So, not knowing your path during ascension is also interesting. One of the card meanings that comes up for the Two of Pentacles. But just in looking also visually at the card, I feel like she feels like this was an extreme, and I don't feel like she was on board with the idea at all. I feel like here's Donald's idea, here's hers. And I think she just feels like he just stepped in way too quickly and decided this for her and just kind of took over, which is like, yeah, no kidding. But let's just continue to look. Now, in the environment, we get no let the death card. Sorry, I'm just waking up and haven't gotten all my coffee in yet. This is also an end and a transformation. And, in the environment. So for her in the environment, her environment would have changed and ended via the means of death. In her hopes and wishes card, I believe that she would have preferred to have been in something a bit more glamorous, frankly, and a bit more of her own free choice with the world. And I think she would still like to be moved from it, to be honest. I am not getting that she's with these cards, especially with the Two of Pentacles. In this case, that and all the cards that show manipulation, fast action in deciding that she should be put there. I don't feel like she's particularly thrilled with it. No, she's not. Especially with the final outcome being the moon. These are fears. This is shadiness. And I think, his reasons for doing so, of course, were not altruistic, like he was doing her a favor. There's deceit in this. Is there stuff in her coffin? I don't know. But it just shows him trying to be shady again. And I don't think this was something that she wanted at all, and I don't think she feels happy about it. Let's get a few cards for clarification. We get the Three of Wands and the Three of Swords. Yeah, I think she's hoping to be moved. I think she has plans on the other side, looking at and reviewing what's going on here and wanting not to be in the place that they've put her. I think there's a great deal of heartbreak with this. Yes. And heaviness, too. The Two of Cups. That relationship gave her PTSD. Quite frankly, with this Nine of Wands, it put her through the ringer. It damaged her being connected to him. It really did. It damaged her. And she's acknowledging that. And I think she's, again, trying to heal from this lifetime on the other side. But to her, it's just another part of his criminality, his darkness, and disregard for her feelings. And, I just don't think she feels happy about it. I just think there's especially with the Moon card at the end, I think she feels just hopeful to be healed from all of this life and choice. Now, this, again, this card, the Three of Wands, is typical of looking into the future, using foresight, same thing. And I think expansion, it can mean, shifting and movement too, because it can be about travel. I wonder if she will eventually be removed from that location. Because I don't see her feeling like, yes, this is where I want to be. This is a point of contention for her. The Ace of Swords. and the Page of Wands. Clarity, and I feel like the beginning of some kind of action. I don't know, it makes me kind of feel like maybe she's working on the other side to somehow shift this circumstance of being buried there. How wild. And there will be clarity here with the Ace of Swords, a new beginning. And action taken. That's very interesting. There are more hidden things she's showing us with the High Priestess. Interesting. With the Hanged Man. This also has to do with surrender and a delay. So again, I feel like it's very possible that she might work on the other side to, at some point in our future, have her remains moved from that location. And it's just going to be a delay, but there's going to be some actions behind the scenes that may not be obvious to the public at first. But I think that might come about. Yes, look at that. The Judgment card. And look, the open grave. I think she wants to be moved. And that's the wish coming true card, one's sense of contentment. So I think she wants him held to account on a greater level. And I feel like she's going to have spiritual power, assistance, I believe, to have what she wishes to occur. And also, perhaps, where he's concerned, him being held to account. Now, maybe this could happen such as, I don't know, with all of these lawsuits and things going on that he's going through, I don't know, could it be possible that in the future at some point that land he might lose it or have to sell it or some such thing or another? Maybe that's one option that could happen, and where she might then be removed from that location. But boy, this tells me she does not want to be there and she wants to be put in a different location. And look at that, the Ace of Pentacles. I think there is a blessing. I think this is what she would like to have done ultimately occurring. And I think she wants to be in a proper cemetery. I think she wants, with the traditional card of the Hierophant, something more like in a churchyard or in a more, a properly designated area and not some old golf course area or what was. And it makes me feel like that wish is going to manifest. And maybe that's what she's trying to manifest up here with the Magician. I mean, that's also, I think, his manipulation. But I think for her, this is her attempt to in the future have herself reinterred somewhere else, yes, she will be victorious in that. And she feels like something very underhanded. This is not at all what she wanted, and she is not okay with this. This is the family with the Ten of Pentacles. It can also be about family money, inheritance, maybe something connected to her own family. Maybe she wants to be buried with wherever her parents might be. I don't know. And we get the King of Cups. Perhaps this is a family member, maybe an extended family member that's male that will handle this for her. Makes me think that her side of the family isn't great with this either. And there is hope with the Star card. There's also a great deal of attention being paid. Ooh, and not for good reasons. The Devil, corruption and abuse of power. And that oppressive. So I think that this is part of his oppressive behavior that she's never liked, and that she sees, I think, a possibility open for her in the future to have somebody in the extended family perhaps handle her being placed somewhere else. Maybe, as I said prior, that his high profile problems with corruption may, again, like I said, maybe cause for that land to change hands or something. I'm just guessing right about the changing of hands, but somehow I feel like she's not going to always be there, and I think she will be moved. Not happy with it. She's kind of enduring, and that's why we've also got the Strength card here. And this Five of Pentacles. Ooh, but you know what else I get? Financial decline. And a loss of also perhaps health, well-being. Maybe, like I said, something comes up through all these things, all these lawsuits, and financially he might have to sell that land, or something comes up because he's not doing as well. This could be her children, but it's also the past, nostalgia. I can't believe the kids let her be buried there. And then it is a ground that's not being properly kept up. I'd be furious if my dad did that to my mom. And my parents are divorced. I mean, it's like that's a great overreach. And I think, too, that she's not happy with her children allowing this to happen. This is about control. And she feels like this is something being done that she can't do much about. Definitely when someone's passed. So I think she's going to be there for a while. Look at the reduction then even further from the 5 to the 4 of Pentacles. And I really do think he might be in a bind, and where he has to release that land and something of that nature, and something very quickly moving in. Authorities, perhaps, or fast action taken. This could be Donald as her ex-husband. Oops. Fast moving. He's overwhelmed. And he's got this constant thing he has to be focused on, and money is it. Man, it makes me feel like, yeah, there could be something up with that land in the future. And Trump having to do, yeah, there's a legal decision. And about the actions, he has to take in trying to win and take over and do things that are hurtful to other people. I feel like the law will require some kind of action, and seeing this as a cruel choice that he made. And I think she gets moved, and I think she'll be happy about that. So, yeah, look at that. A new place. I think it's caused her spirit a great deal of concern and anxiety. Also, I was just getting a hit off of that. I think for Trump as well, he's going to go through problems having her on that ground. And he's going to be worried about it. I think because he's made foolish choices, big risks that he's worried about. The Eight of Pentacles and the Knight of Cups. Some kind of offer, and I feel like financially, and people working on an offer. So, you know what? I think that land may have to be sold. I do. I think there's something coming up. And she feels will feel like a flood of emotion, a flood of release, and maybe a sense of being buried at, I don't know, in her home, or perhaps wherever her parents and family are. But I feel like there's relief on her end, but it's going to take some time. And eventually her body will be moved from that location at some point. So I'll just leave it there. If you appreciate readings like this, please give a thumbs up and help my algorithm and my struggling channel. Thank you so much.